Breaking news. The Lions suck. Hello, everyone. This is Matthew L., and you're watching Wine Library TV.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. J-E-T-S, Jets. That's right, Matthew L. Great intro. And before I forgot to shout out to Tampa Steve. I'm not sad at you. I love you, actually. And as a matter of fact, a 62-yard field goal yesterday for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers to stun the Eagles. Colin, I know you're upset. Now, super duper star was born last night. That's right, yesterday a star was born. Leon Washington was born yesterday, number 29. That's right, I have a jersey. As a matter of fact, this is Lizzie's jersey. Lizzie wore the Leon Washington jersey to the game yesterday. The man went out to run for 130 yards. The rookie is a sensation. Let's watch him next week against the Cleveland Browns. We'll see what we can do. Obviously, I'm in a very good mood as my Jets have already won as many games this year as I thought they would win all year. We've got 4 wines today. Today the theme is wines that are scored 90 points and are under $10. Yes, everybody is always gunning for these wines. These are 4 humongous sellers in the shop because of those reasons, and we're going to either debunk them or love them, and we're going to really find out what they're all about. We're going to get into that in a quick second. Couple more things. Mark T asked me to shout out for the Dirty Birds. That's right, I'm doing the Dirty Bird. That's right, a huge victory. You know what's funny? I remember a lot of Steeler fans making comments in Wine Library TV early in the season, but right now at 2-4, you guys have all been very quiet. Come on, stop lurking. Other than that, Brandon M. just made a comment before I went on the air saying we broke the record for most comments. Well, you know what? This may be, last episode, the highest comments we'll ever have because there's 2 very interesting surprises coming for Wine Library TV viewers this week. Okay, let's taste some wine. First we have the Archaea Kosta Molina 2005 Vermentino. And the Kosta Molina is a very interesting white aperitif. This is a Vermentino from Sardinia, great area, and it's 91 points. Robert Parker, $9. I'm a huge fan of Vermentino. You might remember we did the Godeo right before Labor Day, which is a Spanish white wine that's very crisp and clean, and we've done very well with that. Well, this is the this Vermentino also is a classic white grape that's under the radar. Most people know about Italian Pinot Grigios, but they don't know about these wines. And I'm really excited about trying this. The color's a lot more golden than I thought it was going to be. And the bouquet is already filling up the room. So I'm very impressed with the bouquet without really getting into it because I can almost smell it from here. As I dive in, I'm getting a lot of honey, a lot of lemon. Very nice, actually. Almost like a lemon meringue pie nose, which is very, interesting and attractive. I'm also getting a lot of golden honey, no doubt about it. So, bees and lemons. (13.5) alcohol, nice acidity, very clean wine. It's a very nice entry-level white wine. I'm getting a little hint of, Granny Smith apple as well on the mid-palate. It's a long finish. I am getting the alcohol a little bit more than I'd like. And considering 91 Parker, I mean, this is a humongous Parker score for a $9 bottle of wine. Again, solid. You definitely can't go wrong for $9. I'm going to go 88 points, though. I don't see it quite as high as RP, and so with that, that's pretty much it. Very standard white wine, very well made, but just definitely not what it needs to be a 91 pointer. Las Rocas Grenache 2004, always a humongous seller at Wine Library for years. I mean, this would be the 3rd or 4th year that this will be one of the biggest selling wines in the entire store. Always a perennial 90-pointer or in that range. This is a 90-pointer Josh Reynolds for $7. Josh Reynolds does the Australian wines for Stephen Tanzer, one of the toughest critics in the world. And Josh has done a nice job. I've been following him for about 3 or 4 years on Tanzer's website and publication. So I respect what he has to say, and so we'll see what we think about this wine. You know what? Before I get into this wine, I have something to say. Kenny Rogers is a cheater. He's a big, fat cheater. If you watched last night, that is what's wrong with baseball. It's a cheating sport. Sorry. And speaking of cheating, this nose already tells me this is not going to be a 90-point wine. It's very dirty, off-centered. It's got a little bit of black cherry in it, which is nice. A little strawberry, which is very common for Grenache. Mr. Vaynerchuk might have spoke too soon. Nice mouthfeel. .5% alcohol content. Very, very exceptionally blended into the mouthfeel, structure, and flavor of this wine. I'm getting a lot of strawberry, black pepper, a little, even a little bit of a white truffle flavor, which is, you know, come on, that alone is worth $7. You buy those little things like the size of this for truffles for $7. Very, very well made wine, actually. It's very good. I don't think it's got the explosiveness or structure to be a 90-point wine. I'm going to go 88 points on this as well. I like 89. Let's go 89. I like this a little bit. You know what? Let's go 89 plus. That's a little bit more in line where I'm going, but definitely a nice bottle of wine, and the strawberry is really starting to sing. Now, I don't want to make a strawberry shortcake reference again because I get made fun of so much each time I do, but definitely a solid bottle of wine, 89 plus, right under the 90 cusp, for $6.99. How can you possibly go wrong? Brought in by Eric Solomon, one of the 4 or 5 best wine importers of his generation. It's a great, great job. Okay, let's move on. Boolaroo, 2003, Shiraz, from Australia, 90 points, Wine Spectator, $10. So, Aussie makes it seem. And again, we have an Italian, an Aussie, and a Spanish wine. We'd have a California wine, but there really isn't 90-point California wines under $10. Hint, hint. Very New World nose, you know, just explosive. What do we got here on the alcohol content? 14.5 again. Very exotic black currant, blueberry, very big blueberry nose actually. Actually, you know what, it even smells like the blueberry scratch and sniff from 1983 sticker, you know. It's got that exact blueberry nose to it. Very candied. We'll go into my Skittles reference again, obviously, no doubt. Big nose. I mean, big, big, wicked, you know, just huge nose. Want to use wicked, you know, just for your Boston fans. This is a little bit too fake for me. This is that classic fake fruit we talk about. It seems artificial. To me, it feels like this was manufactured in the factory, not in the vineyards. I mean, 90 points is way, way too high for this wine. Muted fruit. It all kind of globs together. It's really kind of brought my mood down, actually. Let's go 85 points on this. I don't see this anywhere close to a 90-point wine, and I'm going to give it a PAZZZZZ. You get that, Chris? All right, let's move on. The Jonesy, the Trevor Jones Port, Tawny Port. 93 points. Robert Parker, $8. I mean, how do you beat this? I will tell you, this is the second time I'm ever having this wine, and more importantly, what's really cool about this is the first time I ever had it, I was in Australia when they didn't even have a name for this wine, and they were just tasting our group on this wine, and said, what do you think about a very inexpensive Tawny Port in the U.S. market that tastes like this? We obviously flipped for it at the time. I mean, this is a full bottle of wine, dessert wine, at this price point. It's kind of silly, and 93 points, Robert Parker. So, now once again, we know what I feel about dessert wines, which they're all overrated in the U.S. I just think that people fall for the sugar. At least the people who are doing wine reviews nowadays were brought up in the soda pop era, and I'm really excited to see how the water era is going to affect wine scores in the next 20 to 25 years. See? I think a little bit outside the box. All right, big nose, obviously. Tawny Port flavors. You know, you got the caramel, the butterscotch is obvious. Oven brick pizza on the nose a little bit without the pizza, so just the oven brick. I'm liking this. I'm feeling this. This has got a great little nose already. You know, just that classic port flavor, Tawny port especially, where you get even more caramel and butterscotch than anything else. Real long finish. There is some heat on it. I'm not sure what the alcohol content is. It's definitely there. 18% alcohol, so a little lower than those ports you remember from a couple episodes ago. But it almost tastes like that Ricola can, you know, that Ricola, that flavor. You're getting that in this wine as well. I like this wine. It's, you know, this is the kind of wine that you can pour over some ice cream. You can have a lot of fun with this. You can do a lot of things with this. You can drink half of it. You can use the other half for desserts, cook with it. You can do a whole lot for $8. 93 points, a little too ambitious for me. I'm going to go a little bit more with the 90-point score on this, which is very solid and for a very good price. I tasted this mainly because I saw a lot of people chatting about it on the comments. So the comments are definitely influencing the show. So keep those coming, guys. Once again, lurkers, you are bothering me. Come out. There's so many now. Please just say, hey, I hate you. Anything. Do anything. Am I going to have to give something away for free to get you guys all out? Am I going to have to buy it? Jeez. All right. Did I mention Kenny Rogers as a cheat? You know what? I'm going to beat Kenny Rogers for this segment. Let's put something right here. That kind of looks like what we saw last night, right? What a joke. Unbelievable. Okay. Darlene O says, hey, Gary, great as always. Darlene, this is why I love you. Believe it or not, I like Calera Chard. Gotta ask you, if the Jets win a Super Bowl, will you lose interest? Question mark. Will you still want to buy them in the future? Question mark. Darlene, if the Jets win a Super Bowl, I'm not sure if I'm going to lose interest. I really don't think so. I mean, I love these guys, as everybody knows. However, it's possible. I mean, what happened with the Yankees and Rangers was quite stunning. Maybe I'm a climb guy, but buying them, that's a sure thing. That's the agenda. That's the plan. So you know what? If you can tell all your friends about Wine Library TV and get more viewers for me, maybe that will help me buy the Jets. All right, Chuck W. says, can you throw me a freaking bone here and taste a Cuvasson? Cuvasson's a winery, for anybody who doesn't know. Somehow you've destroyed my confidence in Wine Spectator and elevated by my opinion of Robert Parker and GV ratings. How about this? Browns-Jets game, which is coming up this week. Browns win, you taste the Cuvasson Pinot Noir. Jets win, and I only buy from Wine Library. Deal or no deal? Chuck, do you work for NBC? Nice little plug at the end. I can't lose this deal, obviously, because of course I want you to buy from Wine Library and nobody else. So of course, it's a deal. But I'm going to have to get some Cuvasson into the store before I do that. Mark T says, question, there have been a few comments about bottle shock. I feel it comes into play sometimes. What are your thoughts? Question mark. How long does one wait after receiving their shipments from Wine Library? Question mark. What about vibration and long-term storage? Question mark. Mark, great question. Bottle shock is a very highly debated thing amongst people who are buying wine these days, especially because the internet age and the shipping and everything. We obviously get shipments all the time, and I wonder about bottle shock affecting it if we pop it right away. I think there's so many people out there who have dealt with this more than I have, because I really haven't dealt with it a whole lot. I don't get shipments, obviously. The wines that come in from the store are usually pretty much settled at the warehouse level, at the wholesale level, before we get them. And so I'm really not sure if I'm completely expertise to answer your question on this, other than a lot of people claim it's there, and maybe we'll have to set something up to allow us to test it. I'm sure it's quite subtle, like the nose on a glass, if anything else. I mean, maybe there's some chemical aspects to it that definitely affect it in transit. I'd love to hear more people's thoughts on this. I saw some people already commented. DJ Triple A says, are these shards you tasted chilled at all? He's referring to the last episodes, and no, they weren't, AAA. As a matter of fact, I actually drink almost all my white wine at room temperature. I believe that cold white wine, when it gets really cold, it hides. It hides. Look, I'm Kenny Rogers in the second inning now. It hides the flaws and flavors of a white wine. And so think about it as beer. You know, all these young kids that drink beer underage, or even after they're old enough to drink beer, they don't usually like the taste of beer, and that's why they get them ice cold. And so that's what it does. It masks so much of the flavor of the wine. So I drink almost all my wine. I would say 95% at room temperature. You know, once in a while, the cold Sauvignon Blancs in the summer, you want to have something like that. I think it's a lot of fun. But other than that, I'm a room temperature guy. Other than that, I'm listening to a whole lot of Elvis these days. Fools Rush In, so if you like that. Oh, also, we only have 3 videos left for intros, so guys, please send us some more. Stallion, you promised it. A lot of other people that really should be Patio, come on, make a video. So let's do that. And other than that, I want to thank everybody for all the wonderful concern that everybody did for me and for Lizzie and all those questions for the last episode. It was just one of those days. Trust me, I'm cool, especially when the Jets win. Question of the day, what is your favorite type of apple cider? It's nice outside. I want some apple cider. Please help me. I want to find a good one. This is Gary Vaynerchuk. Jets 4-3. We'll see you at the Super Bowl.